Hello and welcome back to the Kursed Piranha home Tiki bar build. This is episode 4, the reveal. I'll be back in a couple of minutes to talk through some of the detail of what we've done. In the meantime, I'll leave you in peace to have a look around. So what do you think? Leave me a comment. Tell me which bits you like. Tell me which bits you might change. We start here at the bar end with the LED colour changing strip lights on the shelves, which I think, now that the mugs and the barware is all in place, looks really impactful. I managed pretty much to get every single piece of artwork, every carving up. There were a couple that didn't make the final cut, and ultimately long term I do want to swap out a few that maybe aren't as authentic as I would have liked, but you know, if you've got a frame, it's a good thing to put something in it. We've got my corner chair there that my mum very kindly upholstered for us, alongside upholstering our sofa a few years back, and our round shelf that came from Little Grass Shack that is good for displaying some of our smaller Tiki statues and carvings. Our pineapple Lazy Susan chair is down there. We put 20 lights in total on the ceiling and then another handful around the actual room, but this is every single light on in the bar. So it's a combination of lots of 1-watt bulbs, which keep the light really low but colourful and moody. I think it suits the atmosphere that we're trying to create. Here's another one of the freestanding lamps that has got some tapa cloth in it, and then a flaming bulb. You can see that I've got maybe 4 or 5 of the flaming bulbs across the bar. Just gives another dimension, I think, to the lighting in there. And then that's my shower curtain over the windows to make it look like we're not in West London. When the light shines through, it's a really impactful other sort of slight ambience that it gives, different to this nighttime vibe. I'll show you another video when the sun's shining and you can see what I mean. I've got a little tribal light tucked away in there. And then of course my Tiki Bob fridge and freezer, along with a handful of cabinets that I bought new and covered in bamboo just to make them fit in a bit better, but they're really useful for storage space. Moving on, this is the shelf that I carved above the door, and you can see I've got a nice little collection there of Hawaiian dolls, mugs. I've got a couple of boats from various different places. One is definitely from New Zealand. I've got a Whitco style cat. The mandatory carved coconut monkey face, which has fallen off the shelf and hit me on the head twice in the last couple of weeks when I've shut the door a bit too hard. So I've popped a little bit of double-sided tape under him for now, for health and safety purposes. There's my mug that unfortunately got broken a few years back, but I popped a little flower over the broken bit. And then at this end, you can't really see, but there's a couple of Coco Joe statues on there as well. And then moving down, these are the curtains that, again, my mum very kindly made for me from fabric that I bought from Spoonflower quite a few years ago. I use lei for the tie backs because I don't always want the curtains closed or hanging into the room. Then this is the pineapple Lazy Susan that I purchased off eBay a few weeks ago. I bought it for about £50 because it was damaged, but I fixed the damage with some really good wood glue. And under there you'll see my Trader Vic's menu front has been put on top of that table and then wrapped in some nautical rope. This is my Sharer mugs collection that's tucked away in the corner. I don't really use them very often. One got broken unfortunately in the move. This is the Kursed Piranha porthole light that you'll have seen in, I think, episode 2 of us installing. We're really, really happy with that. And then some of my artwork around it as well. This is the footstool and armchair from my matching Frankel set, upholstered in that melon coloured bark cloth, which I think goes really nicely in the bar. Gives a bit of a feminine touch. I've got some Trader Tuck carvings there of pufferfish, which I absolutely adore. I got them as a Christmas present a few years ago. Then we can see some of these items on display on this shelf. So we've got the Samoan meeting house, we've got the creature from the Black Lagoon, a handful of different carvings from different places across the Polynesian islands, a little pufferfish there, and some Easter Island statues as well on that shelf. I will go into a lot more detail on a future episode about the origins of my carvings and my artwork, but for now this is just a quick tour. So moving into this corner, we've got the swing chair that I originally purchased from a place called Dunelm in the UK. It came with a beige cover. No beige allowed in the Tiki bar, so I had it covered by my mum in this beautiful bark cloth, which was from Big Kahuna Fabrics, and then over the top I put some wisteria and some palm leaves that were all synthetic silk, so that it kind of blended in with that tropical vibe. There's my pufferfish hanging in his bowl, and then we've got a menu, the inserts from the menu cover that's in the table from Trader Vic's in that frame, and a few other bits of velvet art, carvings. There's a cat there again from Trader Tuck. One of my favourite carvers is based in the UK. Then this is the sofa that goes with the armchair in that melon Lani fabric from Big Kahuna. Here's one of the lamps that I made out of a waste paper bin, so it's got a little bit of tapa cloth in it from a skirt that I made from my Hawaiian and Tahitian dance classes. A bit of a remnant, bit of a leftover. The seahorses are something that I moulded myself, and you can see there that they nestle in quite nicely along with a few of the bits of carvings, velvet art, menus and so on. Then we've got the bamboo and the dividing dado rail that I hand carved a few weeks ago before putting in place. Coming back round now to the bar end of the Tiki bar, we've got my little tribal light there with a flame torch, my books, and then a few other bits of artwork there. We've got the absolute definitive guide as to what is Tiki in that frame there. We've got a headhunter carving, the food menu from the last night of Trader Vic's, and then this triple set of Tikis that I purchased a little while ago. Then we go on to some of the other artwork that I've managed to squeeze in. These were the leftovers that I couldn't fit anywhere else, and I wasn't originally going to put any artwork above the mugs, but I in the end decided that a little row of them would look quite nice. There's a little bit of space left up there as well should I decide to expand any further. So moving on to my mugs, there's one of my favourite mugs there, which is the Voodoo mug from Trader Vic's, which I purchased recently from a chap in Norway who's got a Tiki shop online. I've got a good mixture there of mugs which are, I suppose, quite generic, and then a little bit from Little Grass Shack, Tiki Farm, a few other more renowned places, and some a little bit less well known. There's a couple there from Tiki Farm that I really like. And then moving on to my collection of booze, which desperately needs to have some rums added to it, as I've drunk them all for the last couple of years and depleted my entire stock whilst I was waiting to get my bar rebuilt. Here is the Kursed Piranha himself with his new set of dentures that I made in a previous episode out of some kebab skewers. They've got these 4 absolutely gorgeous little pufferfish glasses there as well. They're really fragile, but they look very elegant with a brightly coloured cocktail in. That is the beer machine that is hidden away because it's very modern, but it basically allows for 11 or 12 pints to be poured from one keg, which is very useful. And then we've got the bar that I burnt and varnished with 5 or 6 coats of varnish earlier on in the year. Really like the bar tops, very easy to wipe down as well. That's one of my bowls, punch bowls for sharing cocktails. And then we've got the rug, which I had made by a company in Turkey that print any pattern onto a rug, and I replicated the Trader Vic's carpet from a little sample I had. And there's my original little bamboo bar with my bar mat on it, which again I had custom made by a store on Etsy. That's my broken sharer mug, now full of lemons and limes. And then this is a Trader Vic's mug from the 60s, which just houses a pineapple, usually. This is a shower curtain that I have made with a volcano and the sea and a little bit of decking at the bottom to make it feel like it flowed outside of the bar, just for that extra bit of escapism and to kind of pretend that we're not in West London when we're in our bar. Looking at some of these lights on the ceiling, there's a mixture between ones that I've made, ones that I've bought, but mainly made, to be honest. I bought the pufferfish there inside that light. He came from America. And then we're back to this light with the little tube inside of it and the jade tile beneath. I made the resin jade tile underneath it. I've got a little video that I'm putting together at the moment, which is a tutorial for a full-size tile that I'm making currently. And that's it for now. It's time for me to go and have a drink and enjoy myself in this bar. So I thank you for watching, and I really encourage you to subscribe and catch up with more videos as I release them. We're going to be doing tutorials, cocktails and so on, so please make sure you subscribe and come and join us on our journey. Thank you.